Good afternoon, everybody. Good to see some familiar faces here. A couple of blokes have winked and smiled, but there's a couple have been giving me a growl too, so I don't know what that means. But okay, well, I basically want to start off by saying that I in principle, support the 7 proposals that have been put forward. If I talk about the critical road, priority road, rail and air infrastructure, I couldn't agree with you more. I've, for one, have spoken quite consistently about the need to use the good times, like we have at the moment, to put in place a road network that will leave us with a reliable network where vehicles can move consistently around the region without being cut off by flooding, and also it prepares the community for the future, so that we've got the network in place. We don't know what the future is going to deliver us in the next 30 years, 40 years, but let's make sure we've got the road network there to cater for whatever comes along. My concern here is who's going to determine what the critical road network will be, and because everyone that lives out there would say that their road is critical to them, and it's understood. I understand why people would say that, but I see critical road networks as the road system that ensures that we can move around the country during good times and bad times. I think the first thing I'd need to do is I'd like to have more information. I'd like to have more discussion, hear what the community's got to say. I like to see the community involved. The community is the backbone to our region, and for too long, governments, local governments and industry in particular have left the community out. And if they want to keep going down that track, they'll finish up in the same position as what the mining companies are finding themselves in now, and that is that the people don't trust them. The people have got no faith in what they're saying, and they are starting to rebel simply because the industry will not communicate. The partnership, CQ University partnership with TAFE, look, this should have happened years ago. I think if it did happen 10 years ago, for example, the mining industry would have a lot of those skills that they claim that workers must have before they take them on site. I've had a phone call again this morning from a bloke who has got all the tickets, qualifications to get into the mine, but he can't get a job. Why? Because he's a clean skin. And there are hundreds of workers out there that are in this situation at the moment, where they've got the qualifications, they've spent the money, like $2,000 to $3,000 just to get to a position where they can go on a mine site, but because they're a clean skin, they can't get a job. That has to stop. We've got 190,000 unemployed or underemployed people in this state, and I will argue to the day I die that we have to give our people, Central Queenslanders, interstate Australians, we have to give them every consideration for a job that's for jobs in the industry before these bloody mining companies go on with this attitude of bringing in workers from overseas. I mean, it has to happen in some areas of expertise, but driving trucks, driving heavy machinery, you can learn that in a matter of hours. It's the experience that you get that gives you the skills that everybody likes to have. So no more rubbish coming from those mining companies. I will do everything I can to make sure that the young people around here and people who are looking for a job get the opportunity. So that's why this partnership is such an important thing, because it will put in place training, opportunities where the young people, those out of a job, can go along and get the experience that they need to go on the mine site. Once they get to the mine site, it becomes very easy. So well done on that one. I think that's a great achievement, and you should be very proud of that. There's a couple I'd like to talk about, of course. The Great Keppel Island issue. I certainly don't know a lot about that. I want to know more. I'm concerned about the environmental impacts, the accumulative impacts that are happening along our coastline, and we've dead set got to take a serious look at this. It's just getting out of hand with all the developments that are taking place, and it doesn't matter if government and big industry say that these are important to the country, I believe our coastline is important to us as a nation, and we should be doing everything we can to protect it. The industrial land, okay, I've been lobbying for that for many, many years. It's finally arrived, and it's a good thing, although I can see that there's a bit of a problem out there at the moment. A few people are not happy about it. It always amazes me that it's been around for so long. It actually takes till we get to somewhere like we are now before people start complaining about it. But I hope that goes along, because it means, for me, it means jobs for people, and it means that the area will continue to grow.
Thank you.